What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Creep It 100 podcast. I am here with Jeanette, and I am here with Mark. Say hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
What it do?
And I am Kinson, your third host. Today we have a pretty crazy one for you. We're going to do a little true crime, a little spooky one for you. Today's going to be all about Samuel Little. Samuel Little, who was born on June 7th of 1940, was one of America's most prolific serial killers. He began a killing spree in 1970 that wouldn't end until possibly 2012. He is confirmed to have 50 victims, and it could be anything up to 93. So, before we get started, again, like last time that I did one of these series, I want to tell you that everything from the childhood and some of these murders, some of these confessions are from the worst source, which is him himself. He didn't talk a lot to the police, and he didn't talk a lot to any interviewers, but he did actually start to spill a lot towards the end of his life. But we'll get into why that happened and how that happened later. So, like most serial killers are, he was born to two parents that he says were not good. Mother was apparently a prostitute, however, there's no indication that that's true. That's what he says, which is kind of a common thing that serial killers will say and do for some reason, is say their mom was a prostitute. I think it's a way to get sympathy. And the father was much older. Mother gave birth when she was a teen, and the father was somewhere in the ballpark of 25 to 26 when this happened, which is gross, but, it was 1940, so gross shit like that was happening. There's also kind of an indication that he might have been born in jail. Mom might have been taking a stint in juvenile detention, and he might have been born inside the jail and was made to wait outside till his mom got out, but we still are not sure about that either. This is what he says, but like I said, there's no evidence to prove this. When she got out of jail and she finally went to pick him up after this birth, supposedly, it's reported that she only held on to him for somewhere in the ballpark of like 3-4 months before just leaving him on the road and just trying to dip. She just didn't want a baby. She didn't want to have him. And as we get into it, you might find that might have been the best option. But unfortunately for everybody, somebody picked him up, got him back to the mother. I don't know how they let her keep a child that she abandoned, but she did. Soon after this, though, he did move to his grandma's house in Lorain, Ohio. So this one's going to be a little close for me and Mark within the state.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, going close to home on this one.
Reppin' Ohio State, yeah.
Yeah, this should be our new logo for the state, I think.
We got Dahmer.
Well, unfortunately for that reputation, he supposedly had more victims than Dahmer, Gacy, and Bundy all combined, actually. It's one of the facts that they try to throw at you all the time when you're researching him. I came across that fact on every single website that I looked at. So in his childhood, we don't know a ton about it. After we moved to his grandparents, his childhood is very, very spotty, and it's actually kind of shocking how little we know for this person being so prolific and such a massive killer in the US, that we just have such blank spots. And even he was a little shady about his entire childhood. So we just don't know that much, to be honest. We do know, however, somehow that he went to Hawthorne Junior High, which, to nobody's surprise, he got a ton of disciplinary problems while he was in school because, of course, he just wanted to act out and probably did what all serial killers do and wanted attention. And for some reason, we also know that he had 47 write-ups by the time he left junior high.
Rookie numbers. Got to boost those up.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? For someone who killed 93 people...
I got kicked out of choir class 47 times alone.
For someone who killed 93 people, that's an awfully small amount of write-ups.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's you got to at least match your kills.
That's why he's not as famous as Dahmer. This is why we figured it out.
That's why
All
he's less
thanks for tuning in to
prolific.
Creeper 100. Tune in next week.
Yep. All right. Thank guys. All right. You can find us on all our social. No. We have.
All right, guys. Thanks for.
Oh my gosh! Imagine we just open and close it. You guys can expect that next year for an April Fool's. For an April Fool's episode.
It'll be 40
I'm
minutes.
gonna tell you
of
something really
silence.
interesting that we just leave. Yeah. We don't even cut it. It's still like 48 minutes long, and it's just us being silent. But you can like hear us breathing. You just, for 47 minutes.
Wait. Hold on. Let me.
All
get my
you hear is
pop.
the cricket.
Yeah, that's all you get for 47 minutes. It's just nothing.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention we have a special guest today. The cricket in Jeanette's room. Everyone say
Oh,
hi to
yeah,
the
yeah,
cricket.
Behind my
nice.
wall.
Everybody say
Oh,
hi.
the cricket in the walls.
It's in the walls?
It's in the wall. Yeah.
You just got shit living in your walls down there?
Very good. I have no idea. I guess.
Jeanette, check the walls. We got to find out what else is in there.
Yeah, that's next week's episode. So we're going to look at what's in Jeanette's walls.
We're gonna break down.
Yeah, tune in
every
next week
wall,
when we
see what we have.
live. This will be a live episode where we break Jeanette's walls down to find out what's inside.
Oh my god.
I found some wires, boys.
Yeah, we,
I found the stud,
You know,
boys.
yeah, that's concerning that 2 out of the 3 of us have shit living in our walls. Because Mark 100% still has a snake in their walls.
Yeah. I used to have a pet corn snake, and she was pretty big. She was like 6-7 feet long. And one day she escaped her terrarium, and I have not seen her since. And there was a hole in my mother's wall, and we saw it in there once and never saw it again. So my snake could be living in my walls.
Definitely
still.
nothing to worry about. Nothing.
No, she was sweet.
I mean-
She was just kind of big.
Okay. Yeah, nothing to worry about. A snake in the walls. Did you not see Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets? Because I did. There's a lot to be worried about.
Speaking of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, bro. Gilderoy Lockhart.
True. Big shout outs to Gilderoy.
Big shout out to Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening, buddy.
I hope you're listening, man. We miss you.
All right, let's
come back
we got
home.
way off topic there, so let's
Let's run back
Okay.
into it. All right. Well, soon after his 47 write-ups, he actually got arrested at age 16 for burglary. And that caused him to go in and out of jail and reform schools since he was 16. That apparently he was in and out of these reforms and in and out of these jails all the way up until 1961, which would have made him 21 at the time. And at 21 is where we finally get our first record of him actually in jail and our first paper trail for him. At 21 years old, he was arrested and he got put in jail for 3 years for breaking into a furniture store in Ohio. Why? I have no idea. That seems like the dumbest place to rob.
He needed new furniture.
But
Yeah, when you need a couch, you need a couch, baby.
no, bro. No. Who's carrying it?
Was he
You're
by
not
himself?
solo stealing a couch, bro.
Okay, you can solo steal
Yeah,
a fucking sofa.
just him.
It's not easy, but you can do it.
What do you mean? In all the sections?
Probably took his time.
Man was stealing a sectional one bit at a time.
bro, like a one person, like a lazy boy. You could take one of those. Man could have
Lazy
stolen
boys are
off his
heavy,
chair.
bro.
We don't know. Do you know what we grabbed? Do we know what he grabbed?
No, we don't.
A Tempur-Pedic mattress.
No, mattress. No, bro. You've helped me move. It took both of us to move the mattress, the chair, and the couch. So I don't want to hear that.
Bro, hold on. No, I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. I was about to grab my sofa and literally bring it over here just to prove to you it's not that hard.
Oh, please, bro. Please.
All right, bet. All right.
All right. On our Instagram, we're gonna upload a video of Mark moving his entire couch.
This is an episode. This is an episode.
And it's all the way back.
All right.
In the booth.
The way we can just
God.
hear him from afar.
I know he's so far. We're just gonna hear. This is so off topic, bro. I'm gonna be so impressed if this man walks back into the camera view with a couch. You have no idea.
Damn, this shit is kind of.
He does go to the gym, bro. Oh, okay. There he goes. It's kind of heavy.
He's
Oh
struggling,
shit,
But it's
bro.
not. It's not hard.
It's not hard.
Yeah, you're huffing and puffing out there.
All right, check it out. Boom. Single-handed.
Oh.
This man
That
really,
shit was easy.
this man really did bring his whole couch.
I don't want to carry
All
it
right,
back.
never
though, I'll
mind.
tell
You know what?
that.
You know what? Honestly, that's probably how he got caught. It's because it was heavy. To be honest, because he did get caught. He didn't get away with this.
You know what, bro? I earned this.
So-
I'm sitting in that sofa.
All right, yeah. I switch over a little bit. There you go.
Worked
So-
so hard.
From his couch robbery in 1961, he got released in 1964. And this is kind of a crazy fact that you guys are going to like, I think. In between the years of 1964 and 1975, he was arrested 26 times in 11 different states. 11 different states, 26 arrests.
Why didn't they just like keep him
Oh,
locked
I'll tell
up
you.
forever after that?
Oh my God. You do not know how important what you just said is, Jeanette. You have no idea. The entire time researching this story, I could not believe how many times this man gets out of jail. He gets out of jail more times than he was put in jail.
Jeez.
Or he gets just like let off the hook, like at trials and stuff like that, for like murders. Yeah, that didn't make sense. That didn't make sense. But but he gets out of like trials and convictions more than he goes to jail. So in these 26 arrests across the 11 different states, they this is what you mean by they should have probably let him in here, and this is why I think you'll agree. Some of the crimes included theft, assault, attempted rape, fraud, attack on government officials, and then burglary.
Yeah, if I knew somebody that did at least like 2 of those, I'd keep them in jail for a minute. Just
That's
wouldn't
what I'm
let them walk
saying.
out.
Pick any of the 2 and they deserve time. Literally, just pick.
No.
It's like, oh, you did all this? Oh, you're fine. We're good.
Yeah, and this is where you're going to start to just keep
He did
having that
what?
same thought.
2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. He honestly, the first one. What? He tried to rob a couch by himself? Life. Bye. Dumb crime.
Death sentence.
Well, if he was in Texas, they would have.
Yeehaw, brother.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, so he goes around by 1975. He's got all these arrests, and then we really don't hear much about him actually being in the system until 1982, which, if you're keeping track, also would have made him 42 years old. So this is when stuff starts to get a little serious. Is he gets arrested in Mississippi, yeah.
Run that back.
In 1982, he gets arrested in Mississippi for the murder of Melinda Lepre. Melinda Lepre had been gone for months and months and months. She actually ended up going missing and reported missing in September of that year. And only reason that he got out of jail for this is Melinda Lepre had a previous history of drugs and not showing up at trial. And so they just kind of said, people could be lying about her. She was also a prostitute, and people in that time period were not very, very savvy to trust them or trust other witnesses around people who would be around prostitutes, so he was let go. He also assaulted another person during that year and was actually identified in a lineup, and for the same reasons of who identified him, which was another prostitute, he was also let go.
Yikes.
So now
But-
we know what he's been doing.
That's he was alive for a lot less than 93 years, so man was definitely he was racking them up. He was doing a few more than one a year at this point. So during this investigation of Melinda Lepre, right before he got off, he actually got extradited to Florida, and he got extradited to answer
That's where
for
they send
another.
everybody, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He He got extradited to
What'd
answer
you do? You
for
killed your daughter?
another.
Oh, Miami.
What?
That's for another episode.
You know she owns that now?
Yeah, that's for another episode.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll learn all about that when I talk about it. So he gets extradited to Florida, and this is to answer for another crime and another disappearance from a woman named Patricia Mount. She had also disappeared in September and was last seen dancing at a tavern with Samuel Little. And in this same like story, his attorney came up with this quote just saying that there's more doubt than fact, and every witness was in a tavern, so they probably were drinking, and probably this, and the judge just bought it and let him go again. So we are now at the second trial for murder that he's been on where he's gotten off. Just for nothing other than people not believing the witnesses.
That is actually crazy. Did you know
it's
that
upsetting.
Scooby-Doo's full name?
That is far too much like witnesses.
Did you know that Scooby-Doo's full name is Scoobert Doo? The name Scooby-Doo is inspired by a line from Frank Sinatra's Strangers in the Night. Dooby dooby doo. Just thought we could have used a little Scooby-Doo
Is that
fact there to...
Yeah, that was
what
nice.
they
That
sing.
was nice.
It's what they sing in
I thought you were doing
Jeremiah Wickle's house when they have the in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, the best cinematic experience.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He sings it to a toilet brush, doesn't he?
Yeah.
While they're following around the footsteps of plutonium or whatever.
No,
or randomonium.
randomonium.
Randomonium. A much precious chemical.
What a good movie. Monsters Unleashed, bro. Cinematic masterpiece.
I agree. Definitely best one in the live actions, I'll say. I'll say it.
I agree. I mean, Spooky Island's good. Don't get me wrong. That first one's good. But that second one had that Jonathan Jacobo twist.
All right, and with that second disappearance in September of Patricia Mount, we're going to go ahead and have Mark make another disappearance, and we're going to have him get rid of his couch because he's putting it too close to the mic and it keeps messing with things. So we're going to take a small break, and we'll be right back to you for the next part of Samuel Little.
This episode is pretty scary, but what's scarier is not having access to your favorite Paramount horror films like Friday the 13th, A Quiet Place, and Scream. With Paramount Plus, you have access to a mountain of entertainment, groundbreaking originals, iconic movies, hilarious reality shows, game-winning sports, and so much more. It's all here on Paramount Plus. Plans start as low as $4.99. If you bundle with Showtime, you can save up to 28%. This was a pretty intense episode, so if you need something lighthearted to distract your mind, click the link in the description below to sign up for a free trial.
All right, guys, we are back from our short break. Mark has moved his couch back to where it belongs. Jeanette has gotten the cricket out of her wall. We were having a great time. We did a lot. It was a very productive break, guys.
You spoke way too soon. Cricket's back.
I was about to say, yeah, he's back.
It's back and it brought friends. So, I am going to need one of you to have some fun facts ready because we're about to go a little darker.
Great. Awesome.
Right before our break, we spoke about these two trials that he was on and, just got away so easy, and this is because of the certain class or state of the people who are witnesses. And a big part of this episode and with Samuel Little's victims in general is this term that is called less dead. And less dead is a very, very serious problem and was a very serious problem in the law enforcement and with the investigations of Sam Little. So basically, what less dead means is people who are perceived in life as less alive. So when they are dead, they are considered less dead. What this could mean is due to bad rap sheets or economical climates that they're in, they're less valued in their community. So especially in the 1940s, this is people of color, people who are prostitutes, drug dealers, people who have had a rap sheet of, beating up women their whole life. Police care a lot less about solving the murders of them or solving crimes for them because they're less valued in the community, which is unfortunate, extremely unfortunate in law enforcement, but it is very, very present. And this Samuel Little was allowed to get away with so much because he specifically and purposely targeted these people. Most of the police reports for his unconfirmed victims either had them dying from an accident or an OD, when his main form of killing was strangulation. So it was very, very apparent that that is not how they died, but they just wrote them off because it was too much work, and the police would look bad if they were investigating someone that, under their eyes, was bad. There was even a quote from one police officer during talking specifically about Samuel Little and talking about police at the time, saying, "A great deal less pressure is felt by police when victims of a crime come from the marginal elements."
See, that is very dark.
Very
That's
dark.
dark.
Very
Now,
sad.
Just to like put some little light on here. Fun fact: Scooby-Doo is a triplet.
Wait, hold on. Excuse me?
That's the one I wanted to get to because that one.
Excuse me?
Yeah, he's a
Pardon?
triplet. His identical siblings are Skippy-Doo and Dooby-Doo, which is...
Where are they?
That's what I'm trying to know.
You know what? That's not that crazy. He is a dog.
Yeah, they have litters, but like,
Yeah, I mean, it's really not that crazy.
But
isn't there like a backstory where Shaggy finds him in a box?
I think in
something like that.
Scoob, in like the animated Scoob that came out a few years ago, which was a pretty good movie.
Honestly, I wasn't mad at it.
Pretty feel-good movie. Wasn't the best.
Yeah.
It was a feel-good movie.
Definitely wasn't bad.
I still need to watch that.
Wasn't amazing.
You know what I do recommend, though, is the Courage the Cowardly Dog Scooby-Doo crossover. Now, that shit was
True.
bussin'.
Oh, yeah, that shit was stupid. It was stupid good. Anyway, though, I get... Stop. Don't even talk about that. Don't even talk about that right now. You're going to throw me off the rest of the episode if I'm thinking of King... What is it? Ramses the Third?
Ramses? We should do an episode on Courage the Cowardly Dog.
No, we shouldn't.
No, we definitely should.
You and Jeanette can do an episode on Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Okay, we will.
It's like,
Because
so
I'm
I'm gonna
not
step
dealing with
out.
King Ramses again. Yeah, I will. I will be leaving.
Just so the listeners are aware, Kinson is deathly afraid of King Ramses.
I don't like it, bro. That episode made me so scared as a kid, and it makes me scared now. Stop.
Or suffer the curse.
Can I mute you?
Nope.
Can I get rid of you right now?
You're gonna make him shorten this
Only if you
episode.
return the slab.
So, that was a good point for our fun fact, because I only have one more quote from that era when he's describing that. Is this quote actually comes from Samuel Little himself, and he says, "I never killed no senators or governors or fancy New York journalists. Nothing like that. If I had killed a journalist, it would be all over the news the next day. I stayed in the ghettos." Which just directly means that he completely knew. He completely knew that these people would not be investigated. He completely knew that these people wouldn't be cared about. So he went after them to get his fix of killing, because he knew that he would get away with it, which is super sad again, but he knew what he was doing, and it was very intentional.
That's fucked.
Very, very fucked. So in 1984, which is 2 years after the two trials for Melinda Dupree and Patricia Mount, he is arrested for kidnapping, beating, and strangling a woman named Lori Barrows. This is another one where he just gets out, he got arrested and he just like kind of was like, my B. And they let him back out again for kidnapping, beating, and strangling. She lived, to be fair. Like, it wasn't a murder, but it was a huge assault charge and he just got to leave.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear something else crazy?
Yeah, give me.
Scooby-Doo was the first cartoon to feature a laugh track.
Really?
Ooh.
Seriously.
I would have expected that to be like Popeye or like something like that. I don't know. I get that vibe from like,
Huh? It was our boy Scoob.
hey, good for us, bro. Good for us.
Yeah, this is a big win for us because we wrote.
It is a big win. True. Yeah, the residuals I get are crazy from Scooby.
Nuts, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
I voiced Scooby-Doo in the 60s, so like,
true.
them paychecks busting.
Facts.
I gotta
That's what allows us to do this.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo, those fucking royalties come in,
Yeah,
bro. I go
that's
straight to Gucci.
what I'm saying. Jesus, imagine just fueling the podcast based on residuals or royalties from Scooby-Doo.
I fucking wish.
Right? Imagine.
Maybe
So
one
getting
day.
back around, he was let out for the Lori Barrows, and then the only reason that he got reconnected to Lori Barrows and in trouble for it is because he was found on the same road 1 month later with an unconscious naked woman in his car. The same road where he dumped Lori Barrows expecting her to die, but she lived. He's found again just in his car with a woman that he had strangled unconscious, assuming he was going to dump her as well. After this, but he didn't get the chance. He was caught. Thank God. Both of them survived. We do not know the identity of the unconscious woman in the car, but they both survived, confirmed. He was taken to trial for this, and you can take a guess if he got convicted or not, but
He was let back out.
I bet you know the answer.
Big guess.
He did what?
Yeah, exactly. Literally. You know what? Give him a $20 bill on his way out too, while you're at it. Honestly.
Does he need a ride home?
Yeah, literally. No, that's actually like what it is they just take him to trial for like the most heinous shit ever. And then they're just like, he seemed nice. And they just let him go. So the jury couldn't convict because they were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I honestly think that he was just so tired of waiting in that trial that he just confessed to assault. He took both charges and just worked it way down to just a straight assault charge. And he had to do 2.5 years. The jury couldn't convict him. He confessed himself.
So he was practically tired of constantly being back and forth in trials that he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to confess to it while I'm at it.
I think so. I think he was just tired of it. And so he just finally confessed to only an assault charge, got 2.5 years. And when he gets out, he moves to LA.
Uh-oh.
And yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, there is a suspected in the time that he is in LA, he did about 10 more murders. This is what is suspected, and this is what he has said he did, is in between that and when he gets a cocaine charge in LA. With his cocaine charge, he had a court date that he was supposed to appear at, and he didn't come. This man's gotten away with literal murder. Like, not even the expression. He's done it. I don't know why he didn't go to his cocaine charge. Like, he could have gotten out of that for sure. I think at this point he had been killing so many people that they were afraid, or he was afraid rather, that they were going to link him. I think that's why he didn't show up. That's my take on why he didn't come. But regardless, he didn't show up for his court date, so he had to flee LA. And since it was just a cocaine charge, this was a non-extraditable warrant, which means if he got arrested in another state for this, they could not send him back to LA for it. And so he moved around a bunch throughout the next 10 years. More police brush-ins here and there, nothing too serious, nothing crazy, but he was getting away, and it's projected in this time is where he had the majority of his victims and where he left a trail of bodies behind him that are still being identified to this day.
I still don't understand how they let him out even after so many witnesses and victims that went up there and said, this guy here is bad, but obviously we already went through that. Why?
He did what?
It's a crazy question, and honestly, to answer it, it just has to do with less alive, less dead. The victims were considered less dead by the police, so the case was not taken seriously. So a lot of it
That's
he
so
got out
fun.
of because
I'm sorry.
it's
Yeah,
horrible,
big fuck.
horrible. They were considered less dead, so the crime was considered less serious, so it was taken less seriously by the judges and by the juries, because juries didn't care to be there. So they just said, conviction's going to be a longer trial. Let's just let him go.
The fact that
They
they're
fucked
still
up.
like, definitely. The fact that they're still trying to identify, like you said, or trying to like, it's still open. The cases are still open to this day. You said, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
crazy.
There's actually
That's still crazy.
There is actually, which is really, really concerning, there's a page on the FBI's website that is still dedicated to a bunch of the names, location, dates of murders for anybody to try to call in and confirm, if they even know the people. Because a lot of these victims are unnamed and they don't even know who they are. Nobody's ever claimed them because they were all, people without a lot of family. They were all prostitutes or, women that he handpicked specifically because they did not have friends, family that would come after them or cause a big deal about it.
That's so sad. Like, no, I'm not trying to give this guy any points, but I feel like he knew damn well they weren't going to do anything if he fucked around with all those people. So that's...
He did.
Yeah, so he basically was...
Absolutely.
Playing dirty but smart. I'm not trying to...
That's what... That's what he said in that quote when he said, I didn't go after any government officials or journalists or anything like that. It would be all in the news tomorrow. I stayed in the ghettos, is what he said. Like, he knew what he was doing. He was calling his shots. He knew exactly the type he wanted to go after.
That's fucking crazy.
Insane.
Shaggy and Scooby-Doo appear in every episode.
Really?
Is it-
And in every show. Every spin-off. Reggie, are you cheating on me? Do you remember that, bro?
Yeah.
No, but as
can't
they
believe they
should.
did that.
They're
That's
the
funny.
most important characters there. They're the only characters that should be there. Just saying.
Definitely the backbone of the series. Definitely.
Yep. They carried the whole show
I
on their
agree.
shoulders.
So, getting back into this and getting back towards the end, we have no more news until September 5th, 2012. This gets very recent.
Oh yeah, that's when the world ended.
That is when the world ended, correct?
Oh, I forgot.
So,
about that.
yeah, the
Dude,
Mayan
I
calendar
was
shit.
literally sitting in my room just waiting for it to end. I remember.
Dude, I was panicking.
I was
I was
crying.
I remember
Here
being
it comes.
stressed.
And then nothing happened, and I was like, oh fuck.
I remember sitting there. I was at like a New Year's party, and I remember my heart starting to beat really fast, and I started getting so scared as I was seeing the countdown. Like, I was literally stressing. And in 2012, I would have been 12. I was stressed about that shit happening. Or no, when it was turning 2012, I would have been 11, and I was stressing out.
I was about to say that's a little too old. I think I was 12.
I was 10.
I was 11 for half a year, 12 half a year, because my birthday's 6 months.
So then I was
Between-
what, 13, 14?
Yeah, you were 13, 14, somewhere in there.
I was
Stressful
old to
year.
be fucking sitting in my room just waiting for the world to end.
Yeah. Bro, also, like, what lame ass shit are you doing sitting in your room, like, alone on New Year's, bro?
Okay, here's the funny story. I wasn't allowed to go to this party with my friend Aaron until my room was cleaned. So I just sat up there. Didn't clean my room. I was like, the world's ending. Fuck it. I'm not going to
Hell
spend
yeah.
it.
Stick it to him.
Yeah.
Stick it
So
to
I just,
him.
I just remember sitting there, and I was like, waiting for it to end, and it didn't end. And I was like, Maybe I should have been cleaning my room this whole fucking time.
Jesus,
True story.
that actually makes so much sense though, because like I mean, like what happens, bro? If it explodes, and you just spent the last 3 hours cleaning. Ugh.
Yeah, no, like if it was gonna end, I was not going out cleaning my fucking room.
You didn't want to spend your last moments doing that.
No,
Exactly.
instead I sat
I mean,
in
who
bed
would?
and just waited.
January 1st.
Right.
Man's just got sweat on the temple in his dirty ass room, freaking out.
And it didn't end, and I regret.
Yeah, then
not
you were in
cleaning
trouble,
it
bro.
Because
Then you were in trouble.
I got in trouble. I didn't get to go out with my friend Aaron. It was this whole big ordeal, and yeah,
Good
that's
Lord.
really the story. There's not much to it.
That's all right. So hopping back into this, we're in 2012. We're in September. So our absolute hero of the story, Mitzi Roberts. Mitzi Roberts. Say it, Mark. Mitzi Roberts.
Mitzi Roberts.
Jeanette, say it, Mitzi Roberts.
Mitzi Roberts.
Perfect. She is the best person in this entire story, and that is because she was in charge with looking at old cold cases with the new technology that was DNA identification. So, basically what she did, she started looking through all these old cases, these cold cases, and she started finding Little's connection to 2 unsolved murders. These 2 unsolved murders were for Carol Elford and Guadalupe Apodaca. I feel like I butchered that last name, but I tried my best. So she started to take more samples from the crime scene, and they eventually linked it to a third, who was Audrey Everett. All these women had similar styles of death. They were all strangled. They were all killed on the streets and left behind. So she starts getting in contact with other police stations who have evidence of same people that died in similar ways in the timeline that fits. She started tracking Little's locations and looking for unsolved murders in those times. She starts finding more evidence, and they get him back to trial, finally. And in this trial, can you guess what happened?
He did what? 2 weeks.
Psych! No, this is the one that got him.
Oh,
This
shit,
is the one that got him, bro. So,
Finally.
Mitzi coming in clutch.
January 7th, 2013, Samuel Little is arrested and he is taken to jail, and that is where he will spend the remainder of his days. Good.
Great.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that was very nice. Good for you guys. So, after his conviction in 2013, the police started to call each other in places like Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, and other places that he and bodies had been. They started to realize that this could be the missing link between all of these murders and all of them that were unsolved. With this knowledge, they opened up an investigation into 3 dozen murders with Samuel Little directly in the center. He does not say anything. He does not confess to anything, even the 3 that he got DNA evidence on. He never confessed. He claimed his innocence the entire time. Intro, a journalist. She comes in. She starts to befriend Samuel Little. She visits him every day. She is talking to him, writing him letters, becoming friends with him in the sole purpose to get his confession. About halfway through this year, Samuel Little starts to confess. He starts in and starts telling her about these murders and how he did them in grisly detail that affected her so much that her home life was ruined, her marriage was ruined, her relationship with her children were ruined because of the emotional toll this had on it. And with that is where we are going to pick back up next week on part 2 of Samuel Little.
That's not fair, bro.
Yeah, we're getting to the good shit, bro. I had my Scooby facts
I know.
ready.
Oh my god.
I know. I wanted to
What'd you
leave
do
you.
it for a
Wanted to
Scooby
leave you on a
fact?
cliffhanger there.
Oh god, that must be like I don't even want to think about it. That's
Yep. This
fucked. That's bad.
All of this, I will say for our listeners, there is a 5-part documentary specifically on this girl. She is the one who created this documentary. It's a 5-part series all about Samuel Little and all about her time spent with Samuel Little and getting these confessions. She turned the entire thing into a documentary, and that is a lot of where we're going to get our sources and a lot of our information for next week's episode. So if you would like to go ahead and watch that in prep for next week's episode, it probably would not hurt. As always, thank you so much for listening. Once again, I was Kinson telling you that horrible story. I am here with Jeanette. I am here with Mark. Say your goodbyes, guys.
Bye-bye,
Goodbye.
guys.
All right. And as always, you can catch us on anywhere where you listen to your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Go ahead and getting a rating on there. If you could, we'd really appreciate it. Helps us, help support the show. And speaking of supporting the show, we actually do have a link in our bio. If you were interested in supporting our show, giving us a donation on a monthly subscription, we would love it. But we are here just to entertain you guys. But all the support in the world helps. So if you want to, go ahead and click that. Otherwise, we will catch you next week.